All right, so Demand 11 says invest $300,000 into George Floyd Square zone through the neighborhood associations to provide undoing racism training for the black community provided by the People's Institute for Survival and Beyond. Why is this demand important, and what does it have to do with justice?
Well, number one, this is a very unique space, a unique corner that's on 38th in Chicago. 38th in Chicago represents 4 different neighborhoods. You have Central, you have Bancroft, you have Bryan, and Powderhorn. And so in that neighborhood, 3 of those neighborhoods in this have the pleasure of being ran by black leadership.
Okay.
And so if you know the history of neighborhood organizations throughout the city of Minneapolis historically has always been run, executive directors by white male leadership, and then the board then reflected what the leadership reflected as a staff.
Okay.
So the other 2 women that I work with, Tabitha Montgomery, which is the ED of Powderhorn, even though Corcoran, which is Alicia D. Smith, is not cornered here, they are very much so a presence in this. I'm the executive director of Central and Bryan. What's saying that is we have an opportunity now not to just speak of what equity looks like as far as in name only, but we have an opportunity for this 38th Street as it is rebuilt, reimagined, and what we call 38 Thrive through our Vice President Council, Andrea Jenkins, to really be a community of equity.
Yes.
So in order to be a community of equity, not only do you have to undo racism or white supremacy, you cannot undo white supremacy without talking about anti-blackness and anti-racism.
Yeah.
The Institutes of People, Anti-Racism, they are huge about anti-racism work. One of our elders in the community, which is Sandra Richardson, born and raised right here in South Minneapolis, we have the pleasure of her being not only a community member, but also a community leader. That is one of the leaders and one of the trainers that's nationally that lives here in order to implement that. We had other people in the community also that have been doing work around anti-racism.
Yeah.
And so we really cannot only be concerned about the safety of the community only. Again, that is high on the list, but forsaking justice would be it would be another injustice.
Yeah.
And with that, in order to move forward what justice actually looks like, it has to be done simultaneously with undoing racism, with building a community of anti-racism. Of being one that really understands that. So the People Serving People Institute, I know I'm gonna mess it up.
Yeah. No, I got it. Undoing Racism Above and Beyond.
Yep, Undoing Racism Above and Beyond Institute. They have, one is down in New Orleans, another one is in Portland, Oregon. What other space would be the most perfect place of being able to build such a community as far as the education or the re-education of the mind than this corner that our now ancestor, George Floyd, was killed on, and one of the corner as well that is really huge as far as redlining and the history of this being a historical place where black folks live. So it's just appropriate. It's appropriate, and that is the beginning of what justice looks like with undoing what we thinking and redoing our mind around thinking and having the work done of being intentional about anti-racism work.
Okay.
So neighborhood orgs have that responsibility to be able to live out what they've been talking about and can do, and Bryan is 2 of those neighborhoods in Powderhorn that's committed to that work.
And neighborhood organizations, they take on a different, I assume, like power and presence when it's black-led than when it's led by historically white males, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. When you are one that is not only being fought, the rights of you are being fought, right, by others. It's different when you're in the battle of fighting for your own. The narrative is different. The fight looks different. It shows up different. You're not just reading a novel or a book. You understand that this fight will entail the liberation of your grandkids and great-grandkids. And we also have the very clear vision of not just black folks being free, but black folks living in liberation places, which in turn, that means our brown sisters and brothers, our indigenous. So this is not a selfish battle. But nevertheless, it is a different, especially the power of a black woman. Let's just be real.
No, nobody's gonna argue with that. You can't argue with that.
And I think, and it goes without saying, thus far, we've had amazing community that have honored our work, and our work has spoken for us to really change the dynamics of what neighborhood organizations look like. And that's even in North Minneapolis. We got some fireballs over there as well. We're changing that narrative of what we're doing.
Okay, well, thank you so much for educating us on the 11th Demand, and I know you're very busy, so thank you so much for taking time out of your day.
Thank you.
All right.